recently bought the Bells of Steel Smith machine attachment and wedged it into my Rogue Fitness squat rack, which I also turned into a half rack with additional Rogue uprights and 17-inch Hydra Cross members from Bells of Steel. The Smith machine purchase was an early pre-order that took about 3 months to ship, and as I'll go over in this review, there are some issues that Bells needs to iron out. First off, the packaging was okay at best. The bolt packages were completely blown out, and as a result, multiple washers were missing. In between the other steel components was either thin cardboard or bubble wrap, and you can see that wasn't enough to protect some parts from getting scuffed during shipping. To Bell's credit, the mounting plates and vertical supports were stronger and heavier than I expected. For reference, the mounting plates where the main bolts attach were considerably thicker than even the ones my Rogue rack came with. That being said, some of the quality is questionable. For example, the safety catches are made up of 2 separate parts joined by dangerously thin welds. Typically, you want to see a wider weld bead that overlaps both pieces more, with deeper heat penetration that really fuses the steel together. I'm glad Bells included these safeties and they haven't broke on me yet, but I do doubt they'll support really heavy lifts. One other minor note to keep in mind during assembly is the chrome pins that go on the uprights are covered in machine oil and metal shavings. This isn't a big deal, just something to be ready for with gloves and towels. You'll also notice that Bells stenciled some pretty large logos on the uprights. I don't care too much since mine face the back wall, but it was surprising to see since none of the website images showed this, at least not at the time of this video. I bought the Bring Your Own Bar version to use with a Rogue Fitness Ohio Power Bar. The trolleys where the bar mounts was easily the most challenging part of the build, and you'll find similar comments from other YouTube channels like Gluck's Gym. You should definitely check out his review as well. I'll link it below. The trolleys basically come in 2 halves that wrap around the barbell and use inner bearings to allow rotation. There are 6 small screws per trolley. 4 essentially act as spacers, and only 2 actually hold the pieces together. The instructions list specific millimeter depths to set the screws depending on your bar's diameter. The problem is the trolleys themselves are made of wavy steel and rough welds that weren't fully ground down, which made any precision near impossible. I also chose to lock tight the screws, since they're critical for keeping the barbell in place. I likely won't swap the bar out due to the complexity, and that may be a deciding factor for you if you're considering an alternative like the VTS system from Bulletproof Fitness. All feedback aside, there's a lot to like about the Bells of Steel Smith machine attachment. The trolleys use ball bearings for a smooth slide, and I haven't noticed any lateral play. It's tough to beat the $800 price shipped to your door. There's a lot of value here. I also like how compact it is and appreciate that Bells included multiple mounting options for various racks and angles. While I do think more manufacturers will be putting out Smith machines this year, including Rep Fitness, I'm planning to keep this Bells attachment. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.